This is In Your Corner with Mayor Avila, presented by Nick Lulli.
Hi everyone, it's Nick Lulli out here in your corner with Mayor Santiago Avila Jr. We are out here at Festival Park right here in Deltona. It's a City of Deltona park. If you haven't been out here before, of course, we have the waterfront, we have the great playground, and some other great facilities out here. And
alligators.
Alligator. We have seen the alligator sign, and we have actually before, in another video, we did have an alligator behind us in the body of water before. So unfortunately, these aren't live, where we could get people, I don't know, like tweeting us or trying to message us, telling us if one came up from behind us. So we might be nervously checking the banks here behind us. No, it's great out here. If there are any dangers, of course, the park staff would take care of that. And we have some of our great staff, city staff out here today, working and making some improvements to the park. So I know that in Florida, with hurricanes and all the other wacky weather we've had the last week, right? It's always a chore to make sure our parks are well maintained. So you've had an incredibly busy few weeks. I know it's been a few weeks since we checked in with folks, but you've had everything from the State of the Region address to you've been in the schools, you've been in Tallahassee. There's been a lot. You've been working out, right?
Yes. so I hope they can see.
Yeah. If you see some weight loss, it's only on that side, okay? Me not so much. Let's talk about the State of the Region first.
Sure.
You gave an incredible speech. And I think that the point behind that is that you can't put Deltona in the corner anymore and just leave us alone, right? We are the place to be.
I think the whole point was I want us to go to a point where Deltona is no longer looked at by what it lacks, but instead that we're defined by our people and our communities, and that we can get to a place where we're finally seen as a city of destiny, a destination point, if you will.
And part of that really is attracting restaurants and other great businesses, so that we're not having to drive to and all of our neighboring cities, which we love, right? But we'd love to keep a lot of that here. So have you been working on some efforts for that as well?
Very hard. I've been working on, I can't mention a lot of them, but I have alluded to, I've been working on trying to bring a Cracker Barrel, a Bahama Breeze, Panera Bread. So some of these restaurants, right? Of course, they have to come before the commission because we do this as a team, and we all have to approve it. I will tell you that we are getting a Starbucks as long as it goes through the approval process, as well as a Panda Express.
So I think a point about that is that a lot of those restaurants now in our neighboring cities, and we got folks from Deltona driving there, that's adding a lot of traffic volume to our local roadways that we can actually shorten some of those trips, right? We're going to keep it right here. So I think that's a great point to make as well. Folks get kind of concerned at times with the kind of traffic volume that's generated, but those trips are technically already, but they're going right out of Deltona.
So I'm trying to also work with our county on some transportation issues, not only through Voltran. I'm meeting with some folks, and when the time comes, we'll talk about it a little bit, but to help with some of our transportation problems that we have in the city.
Okay. That's really good stuff. Speaking of problems we have in the city and trying to get some of the funding for that, you've been in Tallahassee, right?
I have. I drove up to Tallahassee with our lovely First Lady of Deltona, another one of our constituents. They came for moral support ultimately, but had great conversations with a couple of state reps, and I thank them so much because I know that they helped with funding. But State Representative McLean, State Senator Tom Wright, Chase Tremont, Webster Barnaby. I mean, I can name so many. Procreations Chair Tom Leake. So we had great meetings with a lot of these reps. But I think the special one, right, was we got a chance to meet with our Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez, and I extended an invitation to her and Governor DeSantis to come to our city. Folks, I know the hurricanes happened a little while ago. I get that I was not the mayor at the time, and we need to get this fixed. And my commitment is I'm not worried about the next election. I'm worried about making sure that if we have situations like another hurricane happen again, I want to make sure that our residents are in the best conditions possible. And I'm going to fight and continue to fight for those funds. I've reached out to our Congress people as well, to also go after funds from a federal level.
Okay. And, as of today of this recording, we're a month away from hurricane season. So that's a really great point that you make, and thank you honestly, for working to do that, because we still, of course, as you know, we have folks that are still fixing their homes. I mean, just down the street from here. So that's a really big issue. So back closer to home, you've been doing a lot in the schools. We've been seeing all those posts, and we love all the support that you're providing. Our kids, exactly. So what have you been doing in the schools?
So different things. I know some of our kids have had little expos. We just did, as of actually on Monday, which is today when we're recording, we did a walk to school day with Heritage. You know, so the kids, you know, we would give them a helmet, they would walk. Our firefighters are there, our incredible Sheriff Mike Chilwell was there. Just a whole lot of people came. Our school board member, Ruben Colon, was there. There's so many things that we can do as a community to continue to, you know, bring attention to these type of things and to kind of help our kids. You know,
that's great. I mean, that's really great, because really that's the future of Deltona, right? And they're really going to be the ones who get to experience all these other great things you're bringing in. So, and so finally, let's touch on your fitness challenge, and we wrap that up, right?
Yes, Sunday was the final day to the Mayor's Fitness Challenge 2023. We had 2 winners. I was so excited about that. One of the winners thought that she would not make any significant changes, and BMI went down significant. She lost the weight, so she was one of our winners. Look, folks, I've lost some weight in it. The whole point is to keep our community healthy, and don't stay home. On the next one, you know, 2024, we're gonna have another one. We had a 5K during our Mayor's Fitness Challenge. Crazy thing, that week I did 3 5Ks.
Oh my gosh,
back to back, and I was like, but folks, be involved in your community. We do these things because we're trying to build community.
That's right.
And if we can build it and be healthy at the same time, that's what it's there for.
That's exactly right.
So we take a minute to talk a little bit about the park and one of your commercial breaks that you do.
Absolutely. So, you know, folks, we do this as live. So we're going to show you now some clips here at Festival Park, so you can really see some of the wonderful amenities that are out here to enjoy. Take a look. Alrighty, well, hopefully when you guys come out here and enjoy Festival Park, we got great weather like this. I mean, it is just beautiful out today. It's dry, blue skies. Got a little wind, so if you see the camera here rocking a little bit, that's kind of what we're experiencing today. But honestly, I think that keeps the temperatures cool enough and comfortable enough to be able to enjoy a day in the park like this.
I might go down the slides.
Okay, I'll leave that to you. There will be no. Nick will not be doing any slides here on camera. Okay, so on a more serious note, we did want to talk about this, and that this is going to be our last edition of In Your Corner with Mayor Avila and Nick Lulli. And the reason why that is because, as many of the folks who watch this know, and as you know, and everyone knows, after the response I got to it, I am exploring a run for Deltona City Commission District 6. When I say I'm exploring, that means I have not filed paperwork yet, but that I'm seriously considering it, exploring it in the sense of talking to folks in the community, figuring out what they want from their commissioner, so I can build that platform and launch a campaign. So this is something that is I take very seriously as a representative, or would-be representative of the people. And because of that, you know, we want to make sure that we are above board and that we're ethical at all times. Certainly, I know you respect the Sunshine Law. I know that I certainly respect it as a former journalist and as someone who was an investigative reporter who looked into people who break the Sunshine Law. So we want to make sure that, again, we're always doing the right thing. And so as this campaign progresses, we certainly don't want you sort of involved in giving me any sort of a free publicity, so to speak, with a weekly video series and discussing the issues that may get voted on.
And what's important is, and I think you and I talked about this, which is really great. Obviously, you and I don't agree on everything.
That's right.
Right? But we need to get away from the clicks.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think us letting the residents decide who they want is important. And then from there, I mean, I know the city has decided to, we're going to move forward with them doing our bi-weekly videos. Nick and I are still friends.
That's right.
That's not going to change. Right. But if you do get elected, you know I'm blocking you on my phone.
We can't talk anymore. No, and honestly, folks, we really mean that. There are certainly, and I'm just going to, you know, be completely transparent and honest. There are certainly conversations that I've had with commissioners that I have never shared with him. I will never share them with them. And you know, he didn't ask me to share with them. So that really, honestly, is how seriously we take this, because it is the law, and some people may feel that it's inconvenient, or that they don't like it. But as of right now, just like, you know, with any other law, it does remain the law of the land, and that's something that we're going to respect. And I love this community just as you do. And as he said, absolutely, we are still friends. And no, we don't agree on every issue. There have been some words that were thrown out there. We won't rehash it. That seem to suggest differently, which was again really shocking to anyone who knows me. Knows that we are both independent thinkers, and we are certainly never going to do anything just because the other does it. But I will say, I think something that we do have in common, especially, is that we're always looking to put the people first. Always looking to put the residents of the city first. And I think maybe I speak for you, but I know I speak for myself when I say that I'm always going to put the citizens' concerns and the citizens' beliefs above my own personal beliefs per se. So just because I might like a particular thing and I personally want to vote yes on it, if my residents come up and say, you know what, no, this is going to destroy my life, that is going to be something that I'm going to move to the top of the list in my considerations. So that's how I roll. That's how we roll, right? So thank you, everyone who certainly has invited me onto your computer, onto your phone, for doing this video series, and I certainly wish you luck. And I'm so happy that the city is going to be putting something together, because I know you're doing a lot out there. So we got to make sure folks stay updated, right? So, well, thank you again so much for the opportunity. It's always been a pleasure. And as we always kind of end it, it's Nick Lulli in your corner with Mayor Avila.
Deltona first, folks.